Hello, 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 my YouTube family. It's Coach Erica Janelle. I know it's been a minute since I've come before you guys, but I wanted to just share something really quickly with you guys. It's not going to be a long message. I've been extremely busy, but I do have some good news to share. I will be releasing the first two singles from the Relationship Talks with Erica Janelle EP on my birthday, October 28th. So next month on the 28th. So please be on the lookout. I will be sending out some promotional advertisements on my Instagram as well as on my YouTube. If you do not follow me on Instagram, please do so. My Instagram is at Erica, Erica, Janelle, Janelle, music, Muzik. Again, that's at Erica Janelle Music for Instagram, and that music is spelled Muzik. I will be sharing some promotional videos and some promotional materials to kind of count down until the 28th, which is my birthday. So that's my gift to you guys. I'm giving you guys my new my two singles that I'm going to be releasing that was featured in the Agent X movie, and I can't wait to get my music out there. So I'm super excited. I've been working really hard trying to get everything done. I'm a one-woman show over here, so it takes a little bit of time to get everything uploaded and everything done between this and the podcast and all of the things that I do. So just bear with me. But that's not why we're here today to talk about that. But I did want to make sure I let you guys know. And I don't ever want a day or a time or a moment to go by where I don't thank you guys for your support. I could not do what I do. I would not be where I am if it was not for you guys. So thank you so much for your support. Thank you for the love that you guys always show me. I appreciate you guys so much. All right, so without further ado, we are going to talk about a topic that is not new to this channel, but it is something that through some of my coaching sessions and just conversations that I've been having with different individuals in my travels, has come up multiple times, and it's something that I feel begs repeating, and that is the importance of understanding when it is appropriate to be vulnerable and how to be vulnerable. And it's a topic that people don't want to talk about because it's uncomfortable. Being vulnerable is uncomfortable. We, especially as you get older, the older you get, the more experiences you've had with people hurting you and using you or trying to take advantage of you. And so you get this mentality that everybody's kind of out to get you. And that's not the case. And yes, you have to be selective as to who you allow yourself to become vulnerable with, but also keeping in the forefront of your thinking that when you do put up all of these walls and you build up all these barriers around your heart and around your expression to show your emotions, that you actually end up hindering yourself from being able to receive. Just like you hinder yourself from being able to be hurt, you actually hinder yourself from being able to have someone pour into you in the way that you desire. And not everybody wants relationships, but there are plenty of people that do. And despite how much they would talk about how they don't, in reality, when they're by themselves, everybody wants somebody to love and somebody that loves them. And so it's very important that if you're looking to build something solid and something real and something genuine, that you have to be willing to open up your heart. And I'm not saying you just lay it all out there and put everything on the line in the first day or first week or first 2 weeks or first month that you meet a person. But you have to come at and approach any type of relationship or potential relationship with the openness. And yes, people have to earn your trust and earn your vulnerability, but come at it in your approach with, my heart is open and ready to receive, and my heart is open and ready to give. And when that is your mentality and your approach, and then you add a step further, you go a step further and you add Lord, Holy Spirit, angels, spirit guides, whatever your deity is that you believe in, and you ask for guidance, that God will allow you to use your intuition to show when somebody is worthy of your vulnerability. and you begin to pray and ask for God to show you, if is it okay? Is this a safe space? Is this a safe person for me to open myself up to? Is this a safe moment for me to be able to excuse me, to be able to share that level of vulnerability? When you do that, you will get some guidance, whether it's something that you feel in your heart or something that, is just, it just doesn't feel right, or it feels right, whatever the case may be. You will know. We all have a sense of intuition, and we can pretty much tell when it's somebody that we can trust and when it's somebody that we cannot trust. And so for me, it's very, very, very important for you guys to take the time to tap into your intuition and tap into, that inner feeling in your gut. People call it your second brain, but really, to me, it's really the first brain, because it's really the first thing that gives you that little feeling. It's like, something's not right about this, or this feels comfortable, this feels safe. And so follow that. Don't ignore your gut. Don't ignore your instincts when it comes to whether or not you want to let your guards down with a person. So when you meet someone and you're getting to know them, and you're in the getting to know phase, and you're, learning about each other, and you're sharing different stories and sharing different things about your journey and your lifestyle and all of those things. And then you say, okay, all right, Lord, well, I like this person. I like where we're going, but I'm not really sure if I can trust, being open to receiving more from this person or investing more into this person. Then you just start to follow your intuition. What is your gut telling you? What is your heart telling you? That's such a key thing when it comes to vulnerability. Understanding that even when we don't know if it's safe, you got to trust that God will not allow you to go down a path. When you acknowledge him and you ask him for guidance, he's not going to allow you to go down a path that is not good for you and not show you at all that path is not good for you. A lot of times it's not that there's a lack of you knowing or you getting that inner feeling in your gut or in your heart that something is wrong with the person. It's you not listening to it. It's you not paying attention to what you felt in your spirit in the first place. And so while we talk about vulnerability, we can't talk about vulnerability without talking about being willing to be in tune with your spirit, and being willing to be in tune with your intuition, and knowing what is that small voice in the back of your mind telling you that you want to ignore. Yeah, maybe you really, really like this guy, or you really, really like this girl. I'm sorry, guys, there's a fly in here. I've been trying to kill him for a little minute. But anyway, you may really, really like this guy, and you may really, really like this girl, but there's something on the inside of you that's telling you, okay, this person, something is not right. It could be that they are just not open or willing or ready. They could still be damaged and still have a lot of work that they need to do on themselves. But you ignoring it and then still trying to pursue it and then getting upset when things don't work out, you didn't pay attention to your intuition. So don't blame God, or don't blame your friends, or don't blame even the other person when you had an opportunity to hear and to see and to know that something was not going to work out in that situation. Be willing to, step away if it's not good for you. And that is not an easy thing to do. I will tell you, I am the first to tell you, I have many times, even in life now, like I can't say I've arrived where there's always a time where I follow my intuition down to the T and I never make a wrong turn that I knew was the wrong turn. I am still a work in progress when it comes to that. But I will tell you that it's not vulnerability that's the problem. It's you're not paying attention to your intuition. So it's so key when it comes to being open and being willing and being receptive to receive what God has for you. We all want to be loved, and we all want to be able to share parts of ourselves with someone else. I don't care how society tries to make it seem like relationships are awful and nobody, excuse me, allergies, guys. I apologize. My throat. Nobody wants relationship. It's just all a setup for everybody to fail. That's not the case. The problem is you're looking at these people in these relationships, and if you dig a little deeper and you understand the divorces and you understand the breakups and you understand the two people that came together, did they really genuinely have a connection with one another? Did they genuinely get to learn each other? Did they genuinely do all of the things that they needed to do in order to be successful in their relationships? Or did they just settle and ignore their intuition, and then you see the results of it blowing up? You can't judge a relationship based on the outcome when you don't know the details that went into that situation. So I just encourage you guys, please, please, please don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Vulnerability is a beautiful thing, especially as a woman who loves to be feminine and tap into my feminine energy. I love when I can relax and feel comfortable and calm in a secure space with the man that I want to be with. Like, that is the most freeing and amazing feeling for me. Like, to be able to know that I can trust him, and I can lean on him, and he keeps me safe, and he keeps my secrets and my areas of my life that I'm not necessarily so proud of secure. I know that he's not going to hurt me or use that information against me. That is the most beautiful, freeing feeling. And despite what society would say, society would have you think that that's a terrible thing, or it's a bad thing to be vulnerable with someone else. But it's a beautiful thing when you actually tap into it. And I just don't want you guys to miss out on the beauty of what relationships are supposed to be about and supposed to be like, all it because of your fears of your past mistakes or your past issues or your past circumstances. Because if we're really honest and we get down to the bottom line and the nitty gritty of things, majority of the times that we've had failed relationships, we had those signals in the very beginning to show us that things weren't going to work, but we chose to ignore it. We chose to ignore the red flags and not address the red flags. We chose to ignore that little feeling in the pit of our stomach telling us that everything was off and something wasn't right. We chose to ignore it, and then we want to say, oh, it's relationships. Oh, it's marriage that's the problem. It's not marriage. It's not relationships. It's the person not doing the work and not doing the healing that is the problem. So I just want to encourage you guys, do not think that vulnerability is a bad word. It's a beautiful thing. When you can tap into a relationship and get to the place where you are open and vulnerable with one another, it is the most beautiful connection that you will ever experience. I've experienced it, and I'll tell you, there is nothing like it. There's nothing that compares to it when you experience it and when you open yourself up to it. But your job is to make sure that the person that you decide to open up yourself to is worthy of your vulnerability. And that's where your intuition comes in. So if I could put that all in a nutshell, that is the basis of what I'm saying to you today. Allow your intuition to lead you when it comes to who to be vulnerable with. And then once your intuition leads you and tell you that it's a safe space, it's a go, then be open and be willing to be receptive, because the same guards that you put up to protect your heart is the same guards that you put up to keep someone out of your heart and somebody that really wants to pour into you. We've got to get back to the place where we understand that love is literally something that everybody yearns for. We are humans. We were put on this earth for relationships and to relate to one another. If it wasn't supposed to be that way, then God would have just had Adam out there in the garden with the animals, and there would have been no other human to relate to. But he made sure that there was another human to be able to relate to. So relationships is important. It's a part of our foundation as a human species. So let's stop talking about relationships as if it's a negative thing and turn it around and make it a positive thing. It's all about who is in the relationships and who you're in the relationship with, and what work you put in and how much effort you put in, whether or not that relationship will be successful. So let's get back to the basics, and let's get back to loving each other. Let's get back to believing in the goodness of marriage, the goodness of relationships, the goodness of being vulnerable with one another, and having that person that you can share your deepest, darkest secrets with and know that it's safe there. It's not a bad thing. It's a beautiful thing. And I just want everyone to experience it. It's a beautiful thing. And I just truly believe that that's a part of my purpose. My purpose is to bring us back to that place where we can understand that this is what God created us here for. So I just encourage you guys with that little message. I hope it wasn't too much. I'm a little passionate. I'm passionate about relationships because that's my calling. That's a part of my purpose. But I want us to get back to loving each other and not looking at relationships in such a negative light, because that's all that you see on social media and all these other places. There's beauty in relationship. There's beauty in marriage. There's beauty in love. There's beauty in being in love. There's beauty in being vulnerable. There's beauty in being feminine. There's beauty in being masculine. I mean, I love a masculine man, a man that knows how to be a man, and not in a broken, need some therapy kind of way, but in a healthy way that God intended for it to be. So I just encourage you guys, please keep fighting. Please keep believing, because it's not over. I don't care what society says. I know better. I know in my heart of hearts that God put us here to relate to one another. And the more we keep pushing it away and trying to act like it doesn't matter, the less we're going to be able to know what it feels like to experience such a beautiful thing. And I don't want any of you guys to miss it. I love you guys very much. Have an amazing week, and we'll be talking soon. Bye.